The world's attention is on Anchorage, Alaska, a place more known for wilderness than world politics. Today, August 17, 2025, former US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin meet here, far from the usual European capitals. No grand palaces, just the raw beauty of the last frontier. Alaska's selection is no accident, it's a message in itself. This summit is more than a photo op, it's a calculated move to reshape perceptions and signal a new chapter. Alaska isn't just remote American soil, it's a historical bridge between two powers. The Arctic's rising importance makes this geography destiny. Security is tight, media lights clash with the northern lights, and locals watch with a mix of pride and anxiety. For them, this isn't just geopolitics, it's happening in their backyard. The stakes are high, the Ukraine war, global tensions, and the reputations of both leaders. For Trump, it's a chance to reclaim his dealmaker image. For Putin, it's about projecting strength and demanding Russia's place at the table. Alaska's dual identity, American soil, Russian past, serves both narratives. It gives Trump home field advantage but also whispers of a different history for Putin. This setting is more than symbolic. It's a stage for a meeting that could reshape alliances. The world is watching to see if this remote stage will spark a breakthrough, or just another act in the global drama. In Alaska, geography isn't just a backdrop, it's a player in the story. To understand this summit, we must remember Alaska's Russian roots. Before it was the 49th state, it was Russian America, its legacy still visible in onion-domed churches and place names. This isn't just American ground, it's ground with a Russian soul. The 1867 Alaska Purchase was more than a real estate deal. It was a peaceful transfer between two powers. That history of cooperation is a powerful symbol for today's summit. For Putin, meeting here evokes Russia's imperial past and enduring influence. For Trump, it's a story of American expansion and strategic vision. Both leaders can shape this history to fit their political messages. Alaska's Russian legacy isn't just in books, it lives on in communities and traditions. This makes the summit feel grounded in real, shared heritage, not just diplomatic theater. The location is a subtle reminder. Cooperation has happened here before. Alaska's unique connection to both nations makes it the perfect symbolic stage. It's not a sterile venue, it's a place where history is alive. That's what sets Alaska apart for this high-stakes meeting. Alaska's strategic value goes beyond history. On a globe, it's clear. Alaska sits at the crossroads of North America, Asia, and Europe, right over the Arctic. It's America's Arctic stronghold, home to vital military bases and early warning systems. Holding the summit here highlights U.S. military presence and Arctic interests. The Arctic is no longer a frozen wasteland, it's a new frontier for resources, trade, and power. Melting ice opens new shipping lanes. Russia and the U.S. both want a stake. A summit in Alaska puts the Arctic front and center on the agenda. Security is another reason. Alaska's remoteness allows tight control, minimizing risks and distractions. The landscape itself creates a psychological space, far from the pressures of Washington or Moscow. Here, leaders can think beyond old patterns, humbled by the vastness around them. Alaska isn't just about military assets, it's about creating a unique diplomatic environment. It's a neutral ground in spirit, if not in geography. The choice is as much about mindset as it is about maps. In Alaska, location truly is everything. The political logic behind Alaska is as layered as its glaciers. With Russia isolated over Ukraine, no European capital could host Putin without backlash. Alaska, though U.S. soil, is far from the European conflict zone, sidestepping diplomatic landmines. For Trump, it's a branding coup, America first on American ground, with Trump setting the terms. He hosts Putin not as a supplicant but as a power broker. For Putin, Alaska is a compromise, U.S. territory but not Washington, and with a Russian past. It lets him meet Trump as an equal, not as a guest in the U.S. Capitol. Both leaders use the location to reinforce their images. Trump as the strong host, Putin as the unbowed rival. The unusual venue guarantees global media attention, exactly what both men want. The world's eyes are on them, and they know how to use the spotlight. Alaska's symbolism lets them control the narrative, bypassing traditional diplomatic channels. The summit's location is a clever solution to a complex problem. It's a stage set for maximum impact, both at home and abroad. In Alaska, every detail is political. US-Russia summits usually conjure images of Geneva or Helsinki, neutral, predictable, steeped in diplomatic history. But that's exactly why they were rejected. In 2025, a traditional venue would signal business as usual, something neither Trump nor Putin wanted. Geneva would evoke Cold War rivalries. Helsinki, now a NATO capital, is politically impossible for Russia. Alaska is a blank slate, no baggage, no ghosts of past summits. Its symbolism is sharper, not generic neutrality, but a direct link to US-Russia history and Arctic stakes. The story here is about these two powers, not a generic call for world peace. Choosing Alaska is a rejection of the old order, a disruptive move by two leaders who thrive on breaking norms. This is not the old guard summit, it's a new kind of meeting on their terms. The message, the rules of engagement are changing, and Alaska is where that change begins. For Trump, Alaska is the ultimate America First stage. Hosting Putin on US soil puts Trump in the power seat. He's the one making the world come to him. Alaska's resources, oil, gas, minerals, let Trump spotlight energy independence and economic potential. The Arctic's untapped wealth becomes a talking point for deals, not just disputes. The summit's location reinforces Trump's style, direct, bilateral, far from international bureaucracy. It's a statement that strong leaders, not institutions, solve global problems. Trump wants a legacy as a peacemaker, especially on Ukraine. Even the attempt at a breakthrough is a political win for him. Alaska is his chosen theater, a place to perform, negotiate, and shape his legacy. For Trump, this is more than diplomacy, it's history in the making, and he wants the world to remember it happened on his terms. For Putin, the Alaska summit is a strategic escape from isolation. Meeting Trump one-on-one breaks the narrative of Russia as a pariah. The location, a former Russian territory, reminds the world of Russia's enduring reach. Putin's goal, a multipolar world, not US dominance. Meeting in Alaska, not Europe, supports that vision. This is a new geopolitical map. The Arctic is central to Russia's future. Alaska puts it on the agenda. Here, Putin can propose rules and assert Russia's role as a key Arctic stakeholder. He also hopes to soften US sanctions, knowing Trump's skepticism about their effectiveness. The summit is a gambit: break isolation, secure Arctic interests, and seek economic relief. For Putin, Alaska is a platform to reassert Russia's global status. It's a calculated move in a high-stakes game. As the summit ends, the world hears more than official statements. The real message is the location. The old centers of power are shifting. Alaska signals a pivot to the Arctic, a new arena for competition and cooperation. This summit was about personalities, not institutions. Direct negotiation, bold gestures, and personal diplomacy took center stage. For US allies, it's a sign of changing priorities. For rivals, a possible opening. The Ukraine conflict remains unresolved, but dialogue itself is a glimmer of hope. Yet, legitimizing Putin could undermine Western unity. The world will watch for real outcomes, or just another photo op. The Alaska summit is a symbol of a turbulent era. Geography here is more than a backdrop, it's a statement. Even the most remote places can become the center of everything. Why Alaska? Because it's everything to everyone. American soil, Russian past, Arctic frontier. It's a stage that serves both Trump and Putin's needs, symbolic, strategic, and political. Alaska isn't just a backdrop, it's an active participant in the summit's story. The choice was a masterclass in political messaging, projecting strength and creating space for dialogue. It's a blend of neutrality, relevance, and ambition. The summit forces us to rethink where global power is decided, maybe not just in old capitals, but in the high north. Alaska is a metaphor for today's world. Beautiful, harsh, contested, and full of possibility. The meeting here reflects a world in flux, where new rules are being written. The choice of Alaska is the central symbol, a land that tells us where we've been and where we might be going. In the end, Alaska is more than a location, it's the message itself.